Hello everyone, this is the next part of our tutorial series. So we're going to go into sub-D tools. We are going to select the create sub-D plane. We're just going to create a plane roughly the size of our previous planes. And right here, we're going to subdivide it by going to subdivide sub-D. You can either go to this button or you can type the command into the command panel. So this is going to subdivide it once. We're going to subdivide it a couple more times. And what you'll notice is at the moment, if we select this sub-D surface, it is a single object that we're selecting. However, what we want to do is select these individual points. So in order to do that, we're going to go to the command panel and type in edit point on. And now what you'll see is we can select these individual points. Now, normally, if we are to actually select one of these points by default, what you'll see is we're only selecting an individual point and we get something like this. Now, this would be a very tedious way of creating a geometry that resembles a terrain. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do Control Z. And I'm going to go right in here into the soft transform tool. So I'm going to press on the soft transform tool, and then in the control panel, what you'll see is enable on, no, and yes. So we just want to enable this. And then the radius that we've set in here is 500. So what does that mean? Well, if we press enter, and now we try to move the same point again, all of a sudden, a much larger part of the surface is actually affected. So let's do this again and go into the soft transform. It's already on, but this time we're going to change the radius to something like 200. Okay, so we're just in here, we're pressing 200, we press enter, so that's already on. And then what you see is this gives us a much smaller radius around our point. So just in the interest of time, I'm going to go in here one last time, set the radius back to 500, and create a few valleys. So I'm just going to create a little valley here. I'm going to create a slightly bigger mountain region up here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sub-D plane, and now the sub-D subset is basically one continuous surface. So we can just go ahead and extrude it like we have with other geometries. What we need to do now is convert this into a NURBS surface. So basically a surface made up of lines. And we're going to go to delete input object, and then we're just going to press enter. So now this is changed into a NURBS surface. It looks slightly different. And what you notice is now if we were to go in here and then type in extrude, and then we do extrude surface, we are met with something like this. Now, by default, you may have slightly different settings, so just keep an eye out in here if you have different settings. For instance, you may be asked to select the direction of the extrusion, etc. So if it's doing something different from this, it is really about these settings that you have already selected by default. Okay, so now we're just going to do this. And we are happy with this extrusion. We're just going to delete the surface in here. However, at the moment, we have these wobbly edges, and we need to basically trim the edges as well as trim this underside, which is also forming the negative of this mountainous region that we're trying to model. So we're just going to go into standard, and then we're going to create a cube, just a basic cube. And this time, we want the cube to actually be inside this curved area. So like this. And then we'll just extrude it way down. Now, I'm just going to make sure that this cube intersects with my 3D geometry here. And what we're going to do is we're selecting the cube, and we're selecting our mountainous region in here, and we're going to type in Boolean intersection. Okay, we're going to press enter. And all of a sudden we have something that looks a lot tidier, but we still have this underside. So just like before, we're going to go in here. We're going to drag this down like this. And we're going to do Boolean difference, select the bit that we would like to use as a cutter object, and then press enter. I'm just going to get rid of these guys. And now we have our very own geometry. And again, we can get contours from this. So let's just kind of like, move this to the side. We're just going to go over this one more time with our own geometry. So we're going to press contour. Well, we're going to make sure that we're selecting the range. And then we go from the lowest point, just press the shift key and go straight up to what looks like the highest point. And at the moment it is set to 20. We're happy with this, and we'll press enter. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this as a little isometric view, just so we have it nice and tidy. Let's see. Right here. Okay, we're just going to, well, actually, I'm just going to take it from a different angle. Let's see. Nope, still not quite the angle that I'm hoping for. Okay, so we're just going to go in here. We're going to select our new geometry. And what we're going to do is we're going to type in make 2D. Okay. And press OK. And our new geometry is right here, ready to go. Okay, this is what it looks like. And then you can go into these various regions, unjoin the lines, and clean up the sides right here. So